How much did the CEO of Australia Post make in the past financial year?
Well, Ben, he was paid about $3.3 million, Paul Graham. Roughly half of that was in bonuses, or as he pointed out last night, it's an at-risk component of his pay. And we talked a couple of weeks ago about the 18 heads of Commonwealth agencies who are all earning more than $1 million, and Paul Graham, head of Australia Post, was right at the top of that list.
How did the Australia Post CEO justify the amount of money that he takes home?
He had to front up to senators quite late last night and face some questions about, basically, please justify this. What gives, particularly the level of bonuses across the eight executives at Australia Post almost doubled compared with the previous year. He basically said, "Well, look, we deserve it. We met all of the targets that the board set us, and that's what this at-risk part of our pay is tied to: meeting those targets, meeting those challenges, and we did it. So it's justified."
I guess it doesn't really pass the pub test in a cost of living crisis, but do you anticipate that anything is really going to happen here?
Look, I don't think so. When this annual report came out a couple of weeks ago, the Minister, Annika Wells, did get the AusPost boss on the phone and say, "Come on, really? Like, are we really doing this?" So, I think it is something that the government is looking at.
That event fueled a global momentum in this space. It's important, and I'll continue to be transparent about what that cost, what it looks like, what we did in the usual way.
Communication Minister Annika Wells has used the 1 week out mark from the social media ban to front the National Press Club. But while she was at the press club, she was asked about her trip to New York during the UN General Assembly to spruik this ban to other world leaders. We have heard through Senate estimates that trip costs about 100K, and that included herself and two staff members. So she did face a bit of scrutiny at the National Press Club about that trip.
And how did she justify that expenditure?
Well, she actually answered the question initially to say that the only reason that journalists know about that is because the Labor government is transparent. So she did try and bat it off a bit, but she did say that this event that was held at the UN General Assembly was to spark global momentum to act against these big tech companies. There was a big list of international world leaders at that event. So she's saying that it was important. It's one of the Albanese's key social policies. And she justified the trip, saying essentially that she had no regrets about it.
Yeah, and she also used Press Club today to have a crack at YouTube after the video streaming platform said that it didn't understand the point of the laws and said that its platform was already safe and maybe would be made less safe by this new legislation. How did Annika Wells, address that criticism?
So we heard from YouTube today. They have come out and said that they will comply with Australia's social media ban, but they use that announcement to highlight that kids will now be able to be on their app in a logged out state. And if they aren't logged in, they don't have those parental controls and other safeguards. But Annika Wells has said in her speech that this concession from YouTube is essentially saying that their app is dangerous. She said that it was weird, in her words, that YouTube would say that. But I mean, ultimately, what YouTube has said is that they will be trying their best to comply with the laws, which is just a week away. And now they join Meta, Snapchat, and Kick for the platforms to come out and say how they will comply and also confirm that they will. But we still have other platforms on that list of 10, which of course is dynamic, that haven't come out and said how they'll comply. So in the next 7 days, there'll be a lot of anticipation of whether TikTok, X, and the others how they will comply, how they'll judge age assurance. So yeah, there's a lot to still play out, and it's only 7 days away.